what elementary school did you attend, and what was your childhood like?
I went to a Catholic school from kindergarten to the 8th grade, and it was called St. Ignatius, and it was right there in Highland Park. My mom's family is Catholic, and so my mom sent me to a Catholic school. But I was like always getting in trouble, and always getting suspended and detention, and I was just like a really bad kid, and I was just having a lot of problems in my personal life, like at home and with my family. So I feel like I was a bully when I was a kid. I didn't know I was a bully, but now when I look back, I'm like, oh damn, I would terrorize people. I was so mean. I was just taking out my anger on other people because I didn't know any better, you know? But yeah, my life at home was not the life that I want to give my kids. You know, my parents got divorced when I was 4. My dad remarried and had no kids almost immediately. He would come to see us when he could, but obviously it was not enough because we got into gangs and drugs and jail, you know, so, you know, also my mom was like really physically violent with us. So there was a lot of things that I was dealing with as a kid, and I feel like it just took me to a lot of situations that I don't really wish on anybody, especially for children. Between my mom and my dad, there's 3 of us. So I have my 2 brothers, Forrest and Loudon. And Loudon is actually one of my main producers and one of my main engineers. He's recorded almost all the music that I have up until now. Yeah, but then there's 8 of us all together because my mom and my dad had 3 kids, and then my dad had remarried my stepmom who had 3 kids already. And then they had 2 kids together. So then there was 8 of us. And they got remarried, he got remarried when I was really little. I was like 5, I think. So I grew up with my stepbrothers, and so we're all like really close, and I'm really close with my stepmom. My parents are still married, my dad and my mom. They've been together for like 25 years or something like that. So yeah, I love my family, and yeah.
So your mom has 3 kids from a previous relationship. She's got 3 kids with your dad.
No. My mom has 3 kids with my dad.
Okay.
And then my dad remarried, and my stepmom already had 3 kids.
Okay.
So then there was 6. But then my stepmom and my dad had 2 kids. So then now there's 8 of us.
Got it. So your mom and your dad had 3.
Yes.
And then your dad remarried and had 3 more or 2 more?
2 more.
With a woman that had already 3?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. It's like the fucking Brady Bunch.
So,
yeah, it was very hard not having my dad as a kid, and I guess I didn't really realize how hard it was until I was an adult, and looking back, I think about all the things that I didn't do with my dad and that he wasn't there for. And also, my parents really didn't get along. I always wondered like how they even got together because they're so different. But they didn't get along after they got divorced. I mean, probably while they were married as well. Obviously, that's why they got divorced. But I feel like it really affected me and my brothers not having my dad there. And also, my mom was working full-time, 40 hours a week in downtown. So she was 40 hours a week, and then she was driving 2 extra hours every day just to go to work and come back. So by the time she got home, she was exhausted. She didn't have enough energy to give to us. We didn't have enough guidance, point being. We didn't have enough guidance. So that's why we got into gangs and drugs. Like I think the first time I got drunk, I was like 12. The first time I smoked weed, I was probably like 12 too. The first time I did dope, I was like probably 14 or 15, and coke, and I had a lot of trouble with drug dependencies and depression and anxiety, and these are all things that now within the last few years I'm really trying to tackle because it's time, and because now I know that it's possible. So yeah, I feel like my childhood was definitely not ideal, but my music was always my outlet. It was always, even before I was making music, I was writing poetry. I was always writing short stories and poems, and it was always something that I could go to when I didn't have anybody to talk to. I'm not like really a person that talks about how I feel too much with people. I'm kind of more like a listener, you know, but in my music, that's where I talk to. That's like my therapy, where I let it all out.
Your brother Loudon and your other brother, were they going through this? Were they dealing with the challenges of growing up in that household the same way you was dealing with it as well, or did you take your own path?
I feel like we definitely all were really affected by both of our parents, the way they raised us. My brothers were in and out of juvenile hall for years. I was doing the same shit, I just never got caught. But my younger brother, Forrest, he started going to juvenile hall, I think when he was like 11 or 12. And then Loudon was in and out as well. And they would come out of juvie and then they would go back to camp. And it would be like 3 months, and then it started being like 3 weeks they would only be out. And then it would be like 3 days they would only be out. And then they'll go back into juvenile hall for 6 months, 9 months, a year, or whatever it is. My younger brother, he was actually in juvenile hall from the age of 14 to 17. Like, didn't get out at all. He was in there for those 3 transformative years of his childhood. And he had gotten locked up for I don't know, some bullshit, and he was only supposed to be in there for 3 months, but he kept getting in fights, getting caught with drugs, getting fights with the staff members, so he kept getting refiled, so he was in there for 3 years straight. So the 3 of us for sure have had a lot of just issues in all areas of life due to what happened to us as kids, and stuff that I still struggle with to this day. I'm even like getting emotional just talking about it, especially talking about my brothers. That's like hard for me to deal with. Like for myself, it's just me. I'm always like strong or whatever, but it really hurts me that my brothers were just really affected by what happened. More than I was, I feel like. I guess in our own ways, we all handled it different, but my brother, my youngest brother, he had it probably the roughest, yeah. Now
the Catholic schooling and the Catholic background didn't seem to work.
Definitely did not work.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.